Hello, Mahima here from Go Ask Now Academy. I hope you all are doing good. Today we will study the topic 2, which is interference and the beats. Here, in this topic, we'll study about the interference, what actually, and the beats. Firstly, the terms which are related to this topic, principle of superposition of waves. So, the principle of superposition states that when two or more of the same type cross at the same point, the resultant displacement at that point is equals to the sum of displacement to the each individual wave. Okay, this is what superposition of waves mean, where the same type cross at the same point. The cross is same, that's fine, but the same some point where the resultant displacement at the point is equals to the sum of displacement due to the each individual wave. The sum will be equals to the each individual wave displacement. This is what principle of superposition wave means. Now the interference. So interference is the phenomena in which two waves superpose to form the resultant wave. Here the two waves are simply superposing just to form the resultant wave of a greater or a lower amplitude. Interference is said to be the constructive if the resultant amplitude is maximum, and interference is said to be destructive if resultant amplitude is minimum. Very simple language, the amplitude, whenever the amplitude is maximum, it will be constructive, and whenever the resultant amplitude is minimum, then it will be as a destructive. Now, the two simple harmonic progressive wave of the same frequency but of different amplitude and the phase traveling in the same direction, then the equation which will represent it as a y1 is equals to a1 sine omega t minus kx, and second one is y2 equals to a sine omega t minus kx plus. Now, if there is, if they superpose the, then according to the principle of superposition, the resultant wave will be different. This is the equation after the superpositioning. Okay. So at that time, y will be equals to a1 sine omega t, and then y2 is equals to a sine omega t plus phi. This will be the equations or the after the principle of superposition. This will be the resultant wave. Now, if they superpose, then according to the principle of superposition, the resultant wave will be y is equals to y1 plus y2, right? So, here y is equals to a1 sine omega t plus a2 sine omega t plus phi. Okay, and then y is equals to a1 sine omega t plus a2 sine cos phi plus a2 cos omega t plus sine phi. So, here we rearrange this equation and get y is equals to a1 plus a2 cos phi sin omega t plus a2 cos omega t sin phi. So let a1 plus a2 cos phi is equals to a cos and a2 sin phi is equals to a sin theta. Now when we put this equation of a1 and a2 over here, so here we get y is equals to a sin omega t plus theta. So this is the equation of the resultant wave. So the resultant amplitude will be equals to a whole square root of a1 squared plus a2 squared plus 2a1 a2 and then cosine. Then intensity is directly proportional to a square. Then I is equals to ka square, where k is the proportionality constant. So I will be equals to ka1 square, ka2 square, then 2 ka1 a2 and then cos psi. Then I is equals to, we get I1 plus I2 plus 2 square root of I1, I2 and then cos psi. So here resultant intensity at the point depends upon the phase difference of the 2 points. With this equation we can conclude that intensity will depend on the phase difference. Now the constructive and the destructive interference and their equation as well. With cos psi is plus 1 and then another psi equation is 2 m pi. When m is the integer and intensity is maximum, then interference of the constructive I max will be equals to square root of I1 plus I2 and then its whole square is equals to ka1 plus A2 and its whole square. This will be for the constructive interference. For the destructive interference, when the cos psi is equals to minus 1, then psi is equals to 2m minus 1 and then phi, where m is an integer and the intensity of the minimum, then equation will be like I minimum I1 square root of I1 minus I2 and its whole square is equals to ka1 minus A2 and then its whole square. This is for the destructive interference. Now interference of sound waves. During the propagation of sound wave of some same frequency, where the wave meets at the same phase and the intensity of the sound becomes maximum, and where the wave meets at the opposite phase, the intensity of sound becomes minimum. This is the interference for the sound wave. Now let's move ahead with the topic, which is beat. What actually beat is? So beat are the alternate increase and the decrease of the resultant frequency. Generally, we listen this word for the sound beat. Okay, so this is what it is. It is the alternate of increase and the decrease of resultant frequency when the two sound wave of nearly equal frequency are superposed. One rise and one fall of the resultant intensity constitute a beat, and the number of rises and the falls of resultant intensity sound per second is called a beat frequency. It's totally about the two sound waves, okay? And also the number of the beat per second is equals to the difference in the frequency of the two sound waves. So this is about the beat and the characteristics of the beat. Now the condition for hearing the beats. Frequency of a superposed wave should be in the audible range. The frequency should be good. Also, the frequency of the wave difference should be very small. Also, amplitude of the wave should be equals. So this is the condition of hearing any beat. Like after superposition, these three conditions should be that. Then it will be the hearing condition. Now, the distinct difference between the interference and the beat. What actually the interference and the beat and their difference? Firstly, position of the maximum and the minimum fixed. Position is fixed, and it means intensity at the point does not change with the time. Here, intensity of the sound, the point changes with the time and becomes maximum and minimum. This is what beat means. Where it is not changing, then it will be considered as an interference. Where the densities keep on changing, then it will be considered as a beat. Superposed wave have a exactly same frequency. Superposed waves have a slightly different frequency. Okay, slightly different, but here it's like a exactly same in interference and slightly different in beat. Amplitude of the superposed may be the different, and amplitude of the superposed should be exactly equal. But here it's fine for the frequency, but here the amplitude may be different. Okay, in interference, but in the beat, amplitude of the superposed should be equal. The wave should have a definite phase difference and the wave should be in phase. That's it. Here in the interference, the wave should have a definite phase difference, and here the phase should be in the wave should be in the phase. That all matter in the beats. So this is the difference between both interference and the beat. Now, from the things which we have studied for the interference, we got some key equations and the key formulas. So resultant intensity due to the interference, if like y1 is equals to a1 sin omega t and y2 is equals to a2 sin omega t plus I, then superforce of the resultant intensity will be equals to I1 plus I2 plus 2 and square root of I1, I2 and then cosine. Then where Ka1 is equals to I1, like I1 may be represented as a Ka1 square and I2 would be equals to Ka2 and its square. Now, constructive and destructive interference. Constructive interference is cos psi plus 1 and this value of psi will be 2m phi. This is the value of phase difference. So, here Imax will be equals to square root of I1 plus I2 its whole square is equals to Ka1 plus A2 its whole square. This is the condition for the constructive interference. Now, for the destructive, the value will be like minus 1 and the 2m minus 1 and then phi. So, when we substitute, we get I minimum is equals to I1 and square root of I1 minus I2 its whole square, which is equals to Ka1 minus A2 and then its whole square. This is the destructive interference. Now, beat frequency and the time interval. So, y1 is equals to a sin omega t and y2 is equals to a sin omega t. Superforce then for the maximum amplitude, where the value of m will be vary from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So, n1 minus n2 and like t is equals to m. This is for the maximum amplitude. Now, when we talk about the minimum, it will be n1 minus n2 t is equals to m y2. Okay, this is for all the numbers and this is for the odd numbers like 1, 3, 5 and all. So, this is for the minimum amplitude, the equation will be like n1 minus n2 then m by 2. So, the amplitude will be maximum for that when the time t is equals to 0, 1 and minus 1 and minus n2 then 2 n minus n1 minus n2 3 n1 minus n2. This will be the maximum amplitude at time t equals to 0. Now, so the amplitude will be minimum at t is equals to half n1 minus n2, 3 by 2 n1 minus n2, 5 by 2 n1 minus n2. So, this is the condition for the time interval and this is the condition for the frequency beat frequency and time interval. Hence, the time interval between the two conjugative minimum intensity is equals to 1 n1 minus n2 and beat frequency is equals to n1 minus n2. This is the minimum intensity and this is the beat frequency. Now, let's move ahead with the numerical based questions. These are very common, like two waves y is equals to this and y is equals to this, and the moving the same, the feed frequency with the formula. When you substitute it, we get the value of feed frequency, which is equals to 3 by pi. Two-way, why the cardboard or the wooden boards are fixed at the wall and the ceiling of the big room to avoid the interference of the sound wave. Just for the proper sound circulation, the cardboards or the wooden boards are fixed at the wall and the ceiling of a big room. Now state the necessary condition for the interference of the two sound waves. So here firstly the necessary and condition for the interference of the two sound wave is, first, the phase difference between the interfering waves should be remain constant. Second is the amplitude of the interfering wave should be equal as well. Firstly for the phase difference, second for the amplitude. Now state the necessary condition for the constructive and the destructive. Phase difference for the constructive, it will be 2m phi, and phi is the difference, m is the 0, 1, 2, 3, and necessary conductor for the destructive, it will be phase difference will be equals to 2m minus 1 phi and phi, and here m is equals to 1, 2 and 3. So these are the necessary condition for the constructive and the destructive interference. Now write an amplitude of the resultant wave produced by the superposition of the two waves, same frequency, and the amplitude a1, a2 when the phase difference between the wave is 5 by 2 and the phi. Means phase difference is given and accordingly we'll have to find the amplitude. Firstly, we should know about the amplitude of resultant wave, which is a is equals to whole square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 and then cosine. And again now we have the value of phase difference 5 by 2 and 5. So when we substitute the value, we get a is equals to square root of a1 square a2 square minus 2a1 equals to and cosine, which is equals to a1 minus a2. So this is the phase difference. This is the like amplitude of the resultant wave when two phase difference value has been given to us. Now consider the interference waves from the source of the intensity I and the 4i. Find the intensity at the point where the phase difference is 5 by 2 and a phi. So resultant intensity formula, we know that I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus 2 a square root of I1 I2 and cos psi. So when phi is equals to pi by 2, cos psi is equals to 0. So resultant intensity will be 5i. We substitute the value. For the second, when the value is phi and minus 1, we substitute the value and here we get I. So these are the two value of intensity of the point where the phase difference is 5 by 2 and 5. First for the phi I and second is the I. Now, why the interference is not possible in the sound produced by the two violins? The phase difference between the two sound produced by the two violins will vary with the time, and hence the interference is not possible. Just because it is varying with the time, interference is not possible in this case when the two violins are playing together. Now, let's move ahead with the third question. 3 marks question. First is like beats are, what are the beats? Explain their production. State the necessary condition for the production of the beats. Okay. So firstly, here the beat means when the two sound waves slightly different in the frequency superpose the alternating constructive and the destructive interference causes where the sound to be the alternative, like it may be soft or loud. The phenomena is known as beat, and the beat frequency is equal to the absolute value of the difference in the frequency of two waves. Production of beat, how it produces. So let us consider the two sound waves of the same amplitude, same velocity with the slightly different frequency moving in the same direction. So equation will be y1 a sine omega 1 2, and for the second one it will be a sine omega 2 t. So when the superpose, then according to the principle of superposition, y is equals to y1 plus y2, which is equals to a sine omega 1 t and plus a sine omega 2 t. So here we get y is equals to a sine 2 phi. We just substitute the value, and here we get y is equals to a sine 2 pi n1 t plus a2 plus a sine 2 pi n2 and then t. So when we solve it, we get y is equals to the value 2a sine pi, and then n1 plus n2 t cos n1 minus n2, and then applying the trigonometric relation, sin c plus sin d is equals to 2 sin c plus d upon 2, and then cos c minus d upon 2. So y is equals to a sin n1 plus n2 and then t. When we put the value, and here we get 2a cos n1 minus n2 t then is equals to a. So the resultant wave of the simple harmonic motion whose amplitude is a is not a constant here. It varies with the time periodically, and the maximum value of the amplitude is plus minus 2a and minimum is 0. So here these graphs are simply representing the conditions. Like for the y1 it will go simple on, and when it will rise and fall according to the sound, it will be like this. Necessary condition for the production of the beat: the frequency difference between the two waves should be small, preferably like less than 10 hertz. This is the condition for the production of beat. How it will work. Now explain the difference between the beat and the interference produced by the two sound wave. So we have already discussed, but let's do it again. Interference is the position of the maximum and the minimum and are fixed. Intensity are at a point does not change with the time. Here intensity of the sound at the point changes with the time and becomes the maximum and minimum alternately. Here superposed waves have exactly same frequency. Superposed waves have a slightly different frequency. Amplitude of the superposed waves may be different. Amplitude of the superposed wave may be exactly same, equal. Or the wave should have a definite phase and difference, and the wave should have only phase. This is about the beat. Now let's go ahead with the 5 marks question. What do you understand by the superposition of the sound wave? Use the principle of interference wave. Obtain the relation this, where A1 and A2 are the amplitude. So firstly, we'll explain what actually the superposition is. The principle of superposition is this state: then when two or more waves are in the same type cross at some point, the resultant displacement at the point is equals to the sum of the displacement due to the individual wave. So when the two sound waves are supposed, then depending on whether the waves are in the phase at a crossing point to give constructive interference or out of phase at crossing point at the destructive interference, determine the principle of superposition. This constructive and the destructive principle of superposition depend two of the simple harmonic progressive waves of the same frequency, but the different amplitude and the phase travel in the same direction. So y1 is equals to a1 sin omega t, and second y2 is equals to a2 sin omega t plus phi. So now if they superpose, then according to the principle of superposition, the resultant wave is y is equals to y1 plus y2, then y is equals to a1 sin omega t plus a2 sin omega t plus phi. Same y is equals to a1 sin omega t, and second is a2 sin omega t cos phi, and plus a2 cos omega t sin phi. So here we get, firstly let us consider that a1 and a2 cos phi is equals to a cos theta and a2 sin phi is equals to a sin theta. We have to consider this. When we consider this, substitute in this equation, and we get value of equation y is equals to a sin omega t plus theta. This is the equation of the resultant wave. So a is equals to, we know, whole square root of a1 square, a2 square, 2a1, a2, and then cos sine. So intensity also we know I is directly proportional to k square. So here this k I is equals to k a1 square plus k a2 square, then 2 twice of k a1, a2, and then cos psi. Here we get I is equals to I1 plus I2, 2 square whole square root of I1, I2, and then cos psi, where cos psi is equals to plus 1 and sin is 2 pi 2 m phi. So I maximum is equals to, we get I1 square root of I1 plus I2 its whole square k a1 plus a2. So if the proportionality constant is k is equals to 1, so I max will be equals to n upon I a1 square, then I a2 square. So this is the equation for firstly the principal superposition of sound wave, then the principle of interference wave for the relation I max is equals to a1 plus a2 its whole square. Now where the condition of the interference and what the phase difference between the wave for the constructive and the destructive interference. So condition of the interference of the sound wave: firstly, phase difference between the wave must remain constant. Second, amplitude of the wave must be nearly equal. Displacement for produced wave should be along with the straight line. This is for the condition of the interference of sound waves. Now second, phase difference for the constructive and the destructive interference. So for the constructive interference, phase difference is equals to 2m phi, and for the destructive, it should be 2m minus 1 phi. Now, let's move ahead with the numerical based question. Two waves of the same frequency and the same amplitude A are reaching at the point simultaneously. What should be the phase difference between the waves so that the amplitude of the resultant wave will be? So, resultant wave formula, amplitude of formula we know. So, square root of A1 square A2 square 2A1 A cos phi, cos sine. So, here R is equals to 2A. Okay. When the condition is R is equals to 2A, A1 equals to A2 equals to A. We'll put the value over this equation, and here we get root 2 is equals to 1 plus cos phi. Just simplify it. Okay. Then here you get 2 is equals to 1 plus cos psi. Then cos psi is equals to 1. So psi is equals to 0. And then for the second equation, when R is equals to square root of 2a. At that time again a1 equals to a2 equals to a. We'll put the equation, and here we get cos I equals to 0. It means I equals to 90 degree. Second angle we got 90 degree. For the different condition, R is equals to root 2a. Now when R is equals to a, again substitute the value, and here you get another degree, which is 120 degree. Angle made by the phase difference will be 120. Then when R is equals to 0, it will be like a1 a2 is equals to a. Then we put the value equation, then again we get the phase difference, which is 180 degrees. So this is the condition of the resultant amplitude for the different value of R when the 2a, root 2a, 0 and all. Now let's move ahead with another one. Two twinning fork on the sounding together produce the 3 beat per second. The frequency of the one wave is 256 Hertz, and on loading the other, alright, with a simple wax, the number of the beats in the per second becomes 5. What is the frequency of the other fork? So in the first case, frequency is the 3 Hertz. Frequency of the one tuning fork will be 256 as according to the question. Frequency of the other tuning fork will be n. So 3 is equals to 256 minus n. We will get the value of n, which is equals to 259 Hertz. This is for the first case. For the second, modified frequency of the tuning fork is n dash. So now for the beat frequency is equals to 5. So 5 is equals to 256 minus n dash. So the value of another frequency we get is 261. The frequency's load in tuning fork is less than 256. So hence the frequency 261 is not an acceptable. And if the loaded tuning fork has a frequency 256, now earlier the frequency was 253 Hertz. Now two tuning fork again with the 5 beats and frequency is given. When the sum wax is put on the prongs of the other one, the beat disappear. Find the frequency of the second fork. We'll have to find the frequency of the second. Initially 5 is equals to n minus n1 minus n2. So we get value of n is equals to 261. Now putting the wax on the prong of the second fork. So it will be like 0. Now not 1, 5, it's 0, 256 minus n. So value of L we get is 256. So initially the frequency of the tuning fork was 261. Now, okay. Again, caution is 26 tuning fork are turned in the order to increasing the frequency of any two successive fork. And given the 4 beat per second, when the sound sounded together, if the frequency of the last fork is 3 times of the frequency of the first fork, then calculate the frequency of the first fork. So here firstly n is equals to, we know n is the frequency of the first fork and n plus 4 is the frequency of the second fork, as according to the question. 4 beats added up. So the frequency of the nth fork will be n plus m minus 1 into 4. So the frequency will be 26 volt is equals to n plus 25 into 4, which is equals to n plus 100. We substitute the value. So for the given condition, n plus 100 is equals to 3n. So value of n is equals to, we got 50 Hertz. Now another one is the wavelength of the two waves are in the 49 and 50 centimeter at the room temperature at 30 degrees Celsius. Then how many beat sound will be heard with these two waves when the velocity is at 0 degrees Celsius given to us, which is 332 meter per second. So V30 is equals to 332 plus 1 by 2. Just with the value formula, velocity formula we have started in the earlier starting. So here we get V30 is equals to 350.24 meter per second. Here the wavelength for the first will be 0.49. For the first wave, it will be 350.24 upon 0.49. So 715 for the first wave. wavelength will be 0.50. We have to substitute all the formulas and the values what we have. And here we get the value of frequency, wavelength, and for the first wave, for the second wave, and the wavelength for the wavelength value for the second wave only. So the beat per second will be 50. Now, when at a 15 degrees Celsius, an air column, a tuning fork are sounded together, 4 beats per second are produced. The frequency of the fork is less than the air column. When the temperature falls at 100 degrees Celsius, the number of beats per second is decreases by 1. Then determine the frequency of the fork. So we know that frequency is directly proportional to the velocity of sound. And NF is the frequency of tuning fork, NA is the frequency of air column. So at 15 degrees Celsius, NA minus NF is equals to 4 as according to this question only given data. So we get 4 plus NF is directly proportional to V15. At 10 degree, it is NA minus NF is equals to 3. This is condition for the 15 degree. Now for the 10 degree, NA minus NF is equals to 3. So NA is equals to 3 plus NF. So 3 plus NF is directly proportional to V10. So at this time, this equation will be like 4 plus NF and then upon 3 plus NF, V15 upon V10. The ratio for both these equations, this one and this one. So here we'll simplify it and we get 4 plus NF, 3 plus NF is equals to V0, 1 plus 1 by 2 into 1 upon 273 into 15 upon 1 plus 1 by 2 into 1 upon 273 into 10. So we simplify this equation and here we get 4 plus NF, 3 plus NF which is equals to 1.0088. So 4 plus NF is equals to, we just simplify this equation and here you get the value of NF or the frequency of tuning fork is equals to 110 Hertz. So the value of frequency is equals to 110 Hertz. I think this one was left. Okay, so the frequency of the tuning fork is 256. When it sounded to another tuning fork, 3 beats per second is here. When the second tuning fork is loaded with a small quantity of the wax and according to the condition 3 beats per second, what is the frequency of the second tuning fork? Like almost all the questions are same, only with the help of velocity and all we'll have to determine the value of frequency. So according to the first case, number of the beat in the per second is 3. NB minus NA is equals to NB minus 256. So NV is equals to the value of NB we get is 253 Hertz. This is for the first case. For the second case, when we are putting the wax in the frequency, NV is decreases. Okay, and when it decreases, we just considered it as a LB dash. So now the number of beats on the per second will be equals to 3 and which will be equals to like NB dash minus NA, the first case frequency and this new one after the decrement. So this is equals to 3 NB dash minus NA. So here the value will be NB dash minus 256. Okay, so NV dash is equals to 256 plus 3 is equals to, we get here 253 Hertz. So 259 Hertz is not acceptable since the frequency should be lower than 256 Hertz. So the new frequency will be 253 only and earlier frequency it was in 259. So but according to the condition, new frequency will be 253 Hertz. The frequency of the tuning fork A is the 256 Hz. When it is sounded with the tuning fork of unknown frequency, 4 beats per second is produced. When the prong A is loaded with a small quantity of the wax, only the 1 beat per second. If the prong is further loaded with the wax, the number of beats per second is still 1. Determine the frequency of B. What is the final frequency of A? So, firstly, the frequency of unknown fork is n, number of beat produced per second 4 is equals to 256 minus n. So n is equals to, we get 252 Hertz. Okay. Now the prong A is loaded with the wax. So frequency decreases and the new frequency will be like n double dash. So therefore 1 minus n dash minus n. So n is equals to 260. So with n dash equals to, we get 259. So this result is not acceptable as the result shows the frequency A has increased, but loading the wax frequency is getting decreased. Now the frequency of the unknown fork n is equals to 252, then n is equals to the value is 252 and then n dash is 253 or either it is 251. So prong 2 further loaded with the wax and frequency further decreases to n double dash. So it will be 1 minus n double dash minus 252. The value of n we have to substitute. So and a dash double dash we get 253. which is like n double dash is lesser than n dash. So we can say that n double dash is the final frequency of A, which is equals to 251 hertz. So yes, this is all about this topic. Still you have any doubts or you want the teacher to guide you personally, join our one-to-one live tutoring at Guasna Academy. We will help you to learn every concept with ease. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next topic. Thank you very much.